Razaban for FightHype.com. We're here in the east side of London with my man OD.
Yep.
Ohara Davies. What's going on, champ?
Nothing much, just I've been back in the gym now, so just been working hard, looking forward to my next fight date, whenever that is.
Alright, let's just jump straight in. I've come to see you for one reason only. Obviously there's been a lot of controversy over the last couple of weeks with yourself, promoters pulling your shows, trainers and management suspending you, etc. I just kind of want to spend a bit of time to kind of get your version and your side of the story. Obviously I know you've put out certain tweets to proclaim what you actually meant, but let's, the audience will be watching and kind of give them an insight of what you actually meant. So let's roll the time back. You want the whole truth? We want the truth, but there's going to be no fabrication in this interview. 100%. No lies. It's going to be 100% truth. Whether it makes me look good or not, good or bad, regardless of how everyone sees me, I'm going to be totally honest. I might say things I'm not meant to say, but I'm going to be totally honest. I will now start off from what happened on the morning of that day, before the tweet got sent. I woke up, had some breakfast. I think I was sparring Ted Cheeseman that day. So, we had a good spar. And then I go home and I'm having my food. I get a text. The text saying, obviously from my management at the time, I get a text saying, Tommy Cole sent up a certain tweet saying that he can't get any fights. So, respond to that certain tweet. Call him out and so we can make this fight happen. That wasn't a tweet that I was going to send off my own back. It's a tweet that I sent because I got told to send it. So I'm like, cool, let me send a tweet. I write something to him and then he writes back and then I write back again. And when I wrote back, I mentioned the sun. The reason why I mentioned the sun is because what happened years ago, I think it was 2016, somebody that worked under Tommy Cole's gym went and robbed Boots, Boots the shop. They went and robbed Boots, and because of that, they ended up getting jailed. They basically exposed the fact that he works under Tommy Cole's gym in the Sun, exposed him that he's been hiring former criminals to work with his kids in his gym. And it didn't come out in a Daily Mail, didn't come out in any other paper, but the Sun exposed Tommy Cole for what the person done that he's been employed. And because of that reason, Tommy Cole doesn't like the Sun, because they named and shamed him. And so that's why I said I remember that certain situation. So that's why I'm gonna say to him, after I knock you out, my first interview is gonna be with the Sun, because I knew why he doesn't like the Sun. And then what happened all of a sudden, bearing in mind that Tommy Cole's from Hull, not from Liverpool. So what happened all of a sudden, people were like, that's a low blow. And I was like, what is a low blow? Because they exposed him. And then afterwards, I think Tony Bellew or someone tweeted about Hillsborough and I've disrespected the 96 people of the family of that died or something like that. I'm disrespecting the family of the 96 people that died. And I was like, what are you talking about? What 96 people? I'm a boxer. I don't know anything about football. So I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what Hillsborough even was. Like, I literally didn't know. So what I said was not intending to disrespect the families of the people that died. The event happened in, I believe, 1989, before I was even born. I don't know anything about football, so how I meant to know about that event, I don't know. The people twisted my words and made it seem like I was talking about Hillsborough. I'm like, mate, this is boxing. In boxing, I'm gonna disrespect you and you only. Why would I disrespect the family of 96 people that haven't done anything to me, haven't said anything to me, that don't even know who I am? Why would I disrespect them? But obviously they took my words and they twisted it. There was no evidence in the tweets that I said that makes it look like I was even talking about Hillsborough. The bearing in mind, Tommy Cole's from Hull. So why the whole uproar came about, up to this day, I'm still confused about it. But, so that's what happened. So the Hillsborough, so everyone started going mad on my Twitter account. I'm getting tweets and, Ohara Davies, you're an idiot, you're this, you're that. And I was like, wow, like, I didn't even know what Hillsborough was. So here's me, I'm confused as hell. So then the next day, I hear, you're off the show, you're off the February the 1st show because of what I said. And I'm like, what did I say? I sent up a tweet because my management asked me to send a tweet. If they had such an issue with how I handle my social media, why didn't they tell me what to tweet? They said to me, send a tweet. They didn't tell me what to say. So I'm like, cool. You guys obviously have faith in how I handle my social media. You know, people are saying that this isn't the first time. Yes, this is the first time that I've ever been pulled up by you guys. Well, I've said things in the past on social media that I shouldn't have said. My management haven't ever had an issue. They've never pulled me into their office once and said, you said this, you shouldn't have said that. I've been pulled up by the boxing balls, yes. Did my management have a meeting with me privately and say that that was wrong, what I said? No. They've never had an issue with anything that I've ever said on my social media until this time here. So why they're talking about it is the first of a long list, I have no idea. I've never been pulled up by them. It's the fact that proves that they didn't have an issue with how I handle my social media. The fact that they asked me to send a tweet and they didn't tell me what to say. So because they know what I'm like. The same way when I'm at a press conference sometime, you know, you wouldn't help to sell a show, they might say, you know, Ohara, you know, can I swear?
Yeah, you can say
might be
what.
like, Ohara, talk some shit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna talk some shit. They don't tell me what I should say, so that lets me know, cool, they got faith in whatever I say, they got faith in, they've got my back. So the same way when they tell me to send a tweet, they're like, cool. They're like, you've done this 1,000 times. I'm like, yeah, I've done it 1,000 times, I've got this. They had faith in how I handle my social media, but now all of a sudden, because the world and the people are going crazy and they've twisted my words, they will now want to act like, oh, we've always had an issue with how he handles his social media and it needs to come off social media, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, there's been no issue until now. So, yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened, and then I got taken off the show. And then my management put out a statement, you know, Charlie Hims put out a statement saying that I'm suspended from the gym. Eddie put out a statement saying that he didn't say anything about suspension or anything. Eddie just said that I'm not on the show on February the 3rd. And I was like, it is what it is. What can I do? What can I do? And then what happened after that? So then a few weeks after, me, Charlie, Tony, Eddie had a meeting in Eddie's office. You had a meeting, so where I spoke about how I felt, and I said that I felt like I've been thrown under the bus. I felt like, as my manager, your job is to make me look good. Your job is to tell the truth. It's not even make me look good. Tell the truth. At least be honest and say, oh, how I didn't know about this event. You know, he didn't know the person that I tweeted was from Hull. So that's what, as a manager, I'm paying you. You're taking a percentage of my purse. Your job is to advise me and to make me look good. But no, what did my management do? We don't condone what Ohara Davies has said, and he's been thrown out of the gym, or he's been suspended from the gym. He's not going to be taking part in any other commercial responsibilities, something like that. I didn't even know what it said properly. He said, I'm not going to be taking part in some commercial stuff. And I was like, wow, I'm paying you guys to slate me along with the rest of the world. I'm paying you guys to crucify me. And so yeah, that's what happened. So in the meeting, I was like, cool. I feel like that was really harsh. As my managers, you guys are doing stuff and saying stuff that's going to potentially make me lose my sponsorships over something that you guys asked me to say, something that you guys asked me to do. If you guys didn't ask me to send up a tweet and I was just at home on my Twitter and then I've done it, yeah, it'll be different. But you guys asked me to send up a certain tweet. You didn't tell me what I should say. But then obviously their argument was, you know, well, we've got friends up north and, you know, we've been getting phone calls and blah, blah, blah. So we got to look out for ourselves because we can't be seen to condone with what you said. We can't be seen to associate ourselves with that. So we had to, you know, even though we do believe you, we have to put out a statement to say that you're suspended, just to show that we don't condone with what you said. So I can understand, because, you know, they got to look out for themselves and their family, because they got friends up north and who knows what can happen to them. So they couldn't be seen to associate themselves with me. But with me, on my part, I felt like I was thrown under the bus, and I can understand where they came from. They got to look out for themselves. So now I've got to look out for myself and tell the truth about what really happened. They believed that I didn't know anything about this situation, but they had to put out that I was suspended because they had to show that they weren't associated with me. But that makes me feel like I'm all alone, and I was left all alone. You know, my managers went against me. They made a statement, even though privately it was something else. Publicly, like, you can't disown someone publicly and then own them privately. No, the same way you are with me privately, you got to be publicly. Don't put one thing online and then say another thing over the phone. You know what I mean? Because that's basically what happened. One thing was said online, another thing was said over the phone. And with the statement that Eddie put out, I didn't really have an issue with that, because all Eddie said was that he said that what did he say?
You've been removed from the...
I've been taken off the show and that I hurt many of their friends up north or something like that. He didn't say anything about suspension. He didn't say anything about I'm not going to be taking part in any commercial activities. So the statement that Charlie and that Tony put out was far worse than what Eddie said. But even though I can understand why Charlie and Tony put it up, which is why I've got no issue with them. You know, I'm fine with them. There's no beef. I'm fine with them because I can understand where they came from, but they can also understand how I feel. So it's just that with the whole situation, that's how I felt about the whole situation, and it's just quite unfortunate that this has happened. You know, now me and Tony Sims are not trading together. Me and Charlie Sims are no longer working together. It's not their fault. It's not my fault. With what happened, made them act in a certain way, and through them acting in a certain way, I don't feel comfortable there anymore. I don't feel comfortable going back to that gym, smiling, looking at them in their eyes and acting like we're friends, when in the back of my mind, knowing what happened, knowing that with what happened, I got left out to dry. I got left out on my own. Ronnie O'Sullivan sent me a few tweets. He said that I've been thrown under the bus. I'm like, and he said certain things. He was like, I know what's going on. I know what they're doing.
For those who don't know, Ronnie O'Sullivan's one of the greatest snooker players here in the UK.
He's the greatest snooker player in the world. And he sent a tweet saying, I know what's been going on, how I've been thrown under the bus, and I actually want to phone him and ask him what's going on, because I don't know what's been going on. He's been in the game for a lot longer than I've been in the game, so maybe he's been through it. He might have seen other people go through it. So I actually want to ask him what's going on and how do I respond to what's going on. When what happened, the day after I sent up that certain tweet, my manager said, just stay off social media until the whole thing dies down. That was my advice. There was no official statement written up for me to put online. The only official statement I got put up is the one that I said off my own back. I've made off my own back, which that's not my job. That's my manager's job. Then I made a public apology to apologise to those that I offended off my own back. My girlfriend actually said to me, just make a public apology. I'm like, that's not your job. That's my manager's job to tell me what to say and blah, blah, blah. No, but we filmed it in my car and I put it up. And I'm like, that's what my manager's there for. What advice did my manager give me? Don't go on social media. Stay off your social media until the whole thing blows over. I'm like, mate, if I'm innocent, I'm thinking, if I done something wrong, yes, I will stay off my social media. If I said something rude, I said something wrong, I'll stay off my social media. But I'm thinking, I'm innocent. I've done nothing wrong here. So I want to prove my innocence. I'm going to stay on my social media and I'm going to tell everyone, Tommy Coles from Hull, I didn't even know about Hillsborough. So unless I said that on my social media, how's the people going to even believe me? He was like, wait until the whole thing dies down. I'm like, wait until what dies down? I didn't do anything wrong. So I need to let them know I didn't do anything wrong. People that wait for things to die down are people that have done something wrong. If I had done something wrong or had said something wrong, then I'd be like, cool, let's wait till it dies down and then they can forget about what I've done wrong. And then, we can carry on. But I'm like, I've done nothing wrong. I'm not waiting until nothing blows over. I'm going to stay on my social media every day. I'm like, well, if I'm suspended from the gym, then I've got nothing to do but to sit at home and be on my phone all day. So I'm going to stay on my social media, and since I've been on my social media explaining myself, people are now believing me. People are now believing me that I didn't know anything about the situation. And I feel like if I took my management's advice and I came off my social media, they might forget about the situation, but they'll still believe that I was guilty. They will still believe that I meant what they think I meant, but I didn't mean what they think I meant. So I'm glad that I've done it on my own. I've had no one there telling me how to act or what to post, how to post, what to say, and I've done it on my own back, and I'm now making people believe me. And I've done it all on my own. So yeah, that's why.
What did you make of? Obviously, Tony Belly put quite a strong tweet out. If I read what he said, he wrote, "He's always been a gobshite, will always be a gobshite, but I still 100% believe he didn't know a thing about Hillsborough. Like I said, though, he's always going to be that gobshite."
Is that what Tony Belly said?
That's what Tony Belly said.
Oh wow. I'm actually.
So what I'm trying to say to you, it was actually quite a strong reaction. Obviously, Tony's from Liverpool.
So he actually believes that I didn't know anything about the situation.
Yeah, he actually said that. You did. He believes.
The tweet that Tony Belly said was better than what my manager said. Tony Belly, he should manage me. Actually, he should manage me. At least he had the audacity to say what he actually believes, that I didn't know anything about Hillsborough. My manager believed that I didn't know anything about Hillsborough, but you know what? They still went and they tweeted as if I did know about Hillsborough. Tony Bellews classes me as an enemy probably, and he even went online and said that I didn't know anything about Hillsborough. Like, what does that tell me? What does that show me about the management that I was under? And I'm not trying to slate them. I'm just being honest about how I feel and about how everyone around me feels, how my family feels, how my friends feel. This is how they feel. And Tony Bellew can say I'm a gobshite. I can understand why he says that. He's the city that he's from. I thought Dave Matthews there. I thought Tom Farrell there. I've been disrespectful to their fans. I've been rude to their fans. I've called them names that I shouldn't have ever, that I shouldn't call anyone. I've called them names. I've been rude to them. So I can understand why he'd say that I'm a gobshite, and I don't blame him for that. But the fact that he says that he believes that I didn't know anything about Hillsborough, I respect him for that, because he could have gone online and just lied. Tony Bellew's got such a strong influence. He could have gone online and said Ohara Davies knew everything about Hillsborough and he meant the words and he wanted to disrespect the families of those that died. If he said that, I wouldn't even understand it. But the fact that he didn't say that makes me respect him even more. Because I didn't know that he sent that certain tweet until you just now read it out.
Do you feel like you're the victim from both sides, i.e. the fans, the public, as well as the team, your management team?
Yes. I felt like I've been victimised. I've definitely been victimised. How can you twist my words like that? I'm like, how can I? You read up all the tweets that I sent. You know that I didn't know anything about Hillsborough. It was nothing about Hillsborough anyway. Even if I did know about Hillsborough, it was nothing to do with Hillsborough. Tommy Cole's from Hull. He hates the Sun because they exposed that he's been employing former criminals to work with kids. That's what it was about. Even if I did know about Hillsborough, it's nothing to do with Hillsborough. But you know what? I didn't know anything about Hillsborough. I'm just, in this case, yes, I am the victim. I am the bad guy, and I am a gobshite. I am whatever they want to say about me. But in this case right here, I'm 100% innocent. I'm innocent. I'm purely innocent.
In terms of obviously now moving forward, I spoke to Eddie Hearn yesterday, I believe, or the day before, and Eddie's response to me was that this isn't the first time Ohara's done something. He's done things in the past.
This is the first time that I've done something that Eddie's had an issue about. All the tweets that I've sent in the past, Eddie hasn't ever said, you shouldn't have said that. When I've mentioned a thing about Davis Jr.'s dad, which I shouldn't have said, not knowing that his dad he was ill. When I said the tweet about Paddy Barnes' wife, which I shouldn't have said, that was very wrong to say that as well. Do you know what? No one had an issue. No one ever pulled me into any office, apart from the boxing board of control. No one pulled me, not one of my management, my promoters, nothing. No one pulled me into the office and said that was wrong. So how can you now go and say, this isn't the first time? Yes, this is the first time that you've had an issue with what I've said. This is the first time ever that you've had an issue with what I've said. The first ever time. So that invalidates what Eddie said.
But obviously your relationship with Eddie Hearn, what stage are you at with that? Because you mentioned that he hasn't suspended you, he's just pulled you off the show. How's relationships at the moment?
I don't know. Obviously after I parted ways with Tony and Charlie, basically what happened was after our meeting, I was like, cool, I need a few days to think about what I want to do next. The gym door was open to me, and then I took it through what happened. I felt like I couldn't go back into the gym and still be fine and still look at everyone in their eyes and still feel like a family. The gym's meant to feel like a family. I could go there and still train and stuff, it'll be business, but it wouldn't feel like a family anymore. So because of that, I removed myself from that situation. I never got kicked out, like all the rumours online have been saying. I never got kicked out, I never left either. I decided to part ways because of the situation, and obviously they can understand that. And Tony probably felt the same way as I felt. Tony probably felt the same way as I felt. Tony probably felt like if I come back into the gym, it probably wouldn't be the same anymore. It'd probably be best if he goes his own way. But I feel like that's how Tony probably felt the same way as me. But you know what? I feel like Tony wouldn't want to say that. He wouldn't want to come into the meeting and say, you know what, you're not welcome back in our gym. So he more said, the gym door's open to you, because Tony's a caring man and he cares about all the fighters and he cares about me. So he was like, the gym door's open for you. But I felt like in his heart, he probably felt like too much has happened. But even if Tony Sims felt that way, he wouldn't say it because he's a good man, and yeah, he's a good man. What was the question again?
So in terms of obviously what Eddie Hearn.
Yeah. Oh, where am I at with Eddie?
Yeah.
After I chose to part ways with Tony and Charlie, I sent Charlie a text. He responded, "Oh, okay, bro, that's fine. We wish you all the best." Blah, blah, blah. And then I sent Eddie a text, and Eddie aired me. Eddie aired me, and he still ain't got back to me since.
Okay, how long ago was that?
When did I part ways with Tony? No, it was a few days before I announced it online.
Okay.
So I sent him a text and he ain't responded. No, the day before he announced it, I made Khan sign him.
Okay.
So he didn't respond. So I feel like he might want to just wait until the whole thing dies down. And because when I saw the thing of FightHype, he was like, "Would you work with Ohara Davies again?" Yes. Will we? I don't know. So that shows that he is still willing to. That option's still there. But whichever management I go with next will be the ones to talk to Eddie about that.
Do you feel like this is a massive learning curve and experience for you in your stage, in your current stage, in your current career? I was speaking to a few pundits, and you can see those interviews on FightHype, and I mentioned your name, and some of them mentioned that Ohara Davies needs to change his ways. Ohara Davies needs to change his people around him and his
Ohara
friends.
Davies needs to change the people around him 100%. Whether I need to change my ways, maybe not. But the people around me, yes. This is why I've chosen to part ways with my management, because the tweet, like I said, this tweet wouldn't have got sent if they didn't tell me to send up a tweet without telling me what to send. What management does, they say send a tweet saying this, send a tweet, but go through this angle so we can make this fight happen. They say that my management, knowing how I am, knowing that I've got no filter. When you say me to talk some shit, I'm gonna talk some shit. So they said to me, send a tweet, I'm gonna send a tweet. So whether I need to change my management, yes. What management should have done is send a tweet saying this, or send a tweet directed at this angle. So yeah, whether I need to change the people around me, yes.
I think that particular person I'm referring to was actually referring to your actual friends around you. Do you feel like your friends have do they have a significant impact in your career and what you say and how you say it?
My friends, they try to, but whenever my friends try to advise me, I'm like, "You're my friend, that's not your job." So I'm not paying you guys. You guys are my friends. You chill with me. We talk about whatever we talk about. My manager, I'm paying you guys, so you guys are meant to tell me what to say, because they know more. They study, that's their job. So ultimately, they know more. So when my friends have been saying, you need to pipe down a bit. My friends have been saying that. My friends are like, "Cool, like you need to tone it down a bit." And I'm like, I'm not paying you, so whatever you're saying to me is based off whatever you know. My management, I'm paying you guys, and that's your job. So my management know more. And you know what? My management don't care. They don't care what the fuck I say. So I'm listening to my management. So don't tell me whoever said that, don't tell me I need to change my friends. Tell me I need to change my management, because my friends don't have input. And even up till now, unless I'm paying my friends, even though they've got my best interest at heart, this is business, and I need to know what sells. My friends they know how to love me, how to make sure I'm safe. They don't know how to maximize my potential and my earnings. That's what my management do. So I listen to my management, and whatever management I go with next, that's who I'll be listening to.
So you feel like you've set the point clear now with your management. You obviously set them aside, and obviously going to look for that new venture with a new team, new start. Kind of just kind of like a new career beginning for yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
On the back of that tweet, you put out loads of other screenshots of certain messages that you were getting, and I don't want to even repeat or say the words that some people used against you. Kind of, how did that make you feel? Because those words were very, very, very racial.
The tweets I get sent all the time. I get sent those tweets all the time. All the time I get sent racial tweets. But you know what? Even before this incident happened, I'll get racial tweets all the time. But that's how some people are in life. That's how some people are in life. So I just look at it and I'm just like, that's what you want to believe. That's what you want to believe.
Feel gutted that no one came out and kind of supported you and said, "Look, yeah, he may have made an error. Yeah, he may have put something accidentally that's been twisted, but should someone have come in and defended you and said, you know what, he doesn't deserve this?"
First of all, that was my management's job. Before anyone defends me, my management are meant to defend me. So from when my own management are not defending me, I don't expect support from anyone. I don't expect support from nobody. Nobody. So I didn't really think about that, because if your management are not going to support you, these people that I'm not paying, why are you going to why are you gonna show me any support for? So, nah, I didn't really think about that, to be honest.
So you're looking dead into the camera right now. If you've got a message for all the fans that were probably confused or got the wrong end of the stick, what is your message to them?
Just to all the fans that are currently watching this interview, I hope you've listened to it so far and you now believe me that I didn't know anything about the Hillsborough situation, and that you can also understand that I've been wronged, and hopefully I can change how the public see me and how they perceive me. With the right management on my side, I feel like now I can do things the right way, and I'm ready to do it.